Hey everybody, it's me, it's Savvy Shell, and I know it's been a while. I think it's been like 2 months since I've given y'all a video, let alone like 3 months since you've seen me. So I wanted to check in, let you all know, despite the pandemic and everything that's going on, I'm still here, I'm well, no complaints. This is going to be a quick video about some postnatal, postpartum, I guess, hair and skin update. As you can see, I did a thing. I trimmed some of my lock extensions and I'll give you a quick rundown on that, but let's jump right into it. So, skincare. After having the baby, my skin was a little dry. I'd probably say dry, more so like lack of oil than like dehydrated. It just got kind of dry, which is odd, I think, for me anyway. I switched over to a professional line, IS Clinical. It's exclusive to dermatologist's office. So in the evening, I use the IS Clinical Cleansing Complex. This is what I use in the evening. I've had this for a while, and as you can see, I don't know, maybe you can, there's more than half still in here. So very little bit goes a long way with this one. So that's what I use in the evening. And then if I'm going to exfoliate, I have their Tri-Active Exfoliating Mask. I love this stuff. You just put it on, you wear it for a few minutes as a mask, take it off. No real tingle or anything like that. Has some salicylic acid in there, so it helps me with any breakout. After cleanse and exfoliating, I usually tone. I still use my PCA Skin Nutrient Toner or my Eminence Chamomile exfoliating, gentle exfoliating. But they have, IS Clinical has some really good serums, and so one of the ones that I like to use now, because I don't get as much sleep as I used to, is the CI serum. I use this at night. Not a whole lot of this, but I do use this at night around the orbital bone. This polyvitamin serum, this does tingle, so I do a pump of this at night, and that's really about it. This stuff has a nice kick, nice little tingle to it, so something's going on there. I have the Super Serum Advance. This is another vitamin C product of theirs. I don't use this a lot, but I do have it in my arsenal just in case. So I've kind of backed off a little bit from the vitamin C, only because my skin needs a little bit more moisture. And I think right now the tone is actually pretty good, but the moisture I'm not all too thrilled with. So there's that. Then I have this NeckPerfect complex. This, of course, I use here on the neck. This stuff, actually, I'm very proud I got my hands on. I actually won a lot of these products, by the way. I attended one of their events and won a raffle, so that's how I looked up on a lot of these. So that's pretty much it from the IS Clinical line that I use. Oh no, I'm lying. There's one more. The Extreme Protect SPF 30. This is, I love this. I love this. And I love it so much that now I actually might put this on Adura if we go out on a sunny day to make sure she has the protection. I love this stuff right here. I had 2 bottles of this. So there's that. I still use some of my other products, and I'll show you what those are. So once I cleanse and tone, once I'm going to put on some moisturizer or serum, I just use a hydrating toner here. And I got this at TJ Maxx. This was $7 at TJ Maxx. Just a green tea rose water blend. So I like this, just spritz it over. And then if I'm going to use a nighttime treatment, I love this Murad Retinol Youth Renewal cream. This, you just kind of squeeze it down and it comes out in the exact amount. Love that. And the other thing I do in the morning when I do wash my face, I have to admit, I do not wash my face every morning. Most of my routine is done at night. In the morning, I either rinse or I wash. When I wash my face, I wash with this. It's the One Fine Day Shea Butter Cleanse by Farmhouse Fresh. I really like this. I can just work it in. It's very gentle. And as a matter of fact, it's 98.5% natural for those of you who care about natural products. I can't necessarily say, I don't know if that means it's clean, but it's 98.5% natural. And I really love this. It's giving me the moisture that I need, hence the Shea sugar that's in here. And then I might do, if I'm feeling like I'm going to have a breakout, especially now that we're wearing masks all the time, I might use my good old La Roche foaming cleanser here. I still have this bottle there. Another moisturizer that I like is from Murad. This is the Hydrodynamic Quenching Essence, and I love this moisturizer. I still hang on to this. In the afternoon when I want to just moisturize, I throw that on. And the other thing that I noticed since having the baby is that my sweat has returned. So I might have my Botox again for my hyperhidrosis. But one thing that I decided to do, because I am still nursing, I said, well, let me exfoliate under my armpits a little bit better, or a little more often, I should say. I actually exfoliate sometimes with this, the Shea Sugar One Fine Day with the underarms, but I have fallen in love with this native deodorant. This is getting the job done as far as keeping me, for the most part, dry. Let's get to the hair. So I trimmed out, I had my lock extensions trimmed into a shape. So one thing that happened that I didn't think would happen, after having the baby, I had some postpartum hair loss. And I will say, like you can see maybe right in here, it got a little thin. I have some thin locks, like you see this one is a little thin. So around the hairline, it got a little thin, and I went to a loctician and she was like, it's normal after you have a baby, give it a few more months, it's gonna go back to how it was. So in the interim, I am using my Jamaican black castor oil around my edges and where it's just a little sparse, and daily I use, now this is the Main Choice Restorative Spray. This is my own little concoction. It's not just the restorative or restorative spray. It is also a blend of, I've added a little bit more water and olive oil in this, and I shake it up every time I use it, and I just spray and then use this. Take just a little bit of this and then apply it to my edges. So that's what I've been doing as far as caring for my locks. And these are the only two things that I use as far as maintenance on my locks, these two. But why did I cut my lock extensions? I know my last video, I was thinking, I don't want to, now's the perfect time, I'm pregnant, I'm not gonna wanna deal with my hair, blah, blah, blah. So, one thing I will say with my lock extensions, I had donated locks. So again, they were my brother's locks. His hair texture, she's up from her nap. His hair texture is different from my hair texture. I already knew that going in. What I did not know is that my hair texture would change so much while I was pregnant. And by so much, I mean my hair got finer and it got softer. My hair is so soft, and I went every month through January, about January, and even my stylist was like, wow, your hair is super duper soft. Like, it was just soft, which feels great, but it caused some of the locks to slip out, some of the extensions to slip out. So I started losing some locks, and no biggie, she would reattach them, whatever. But lately, with the pandemic, all the salons closed, so I was like, I can retwist, but I can't do what they do. So when I finally was able to get in to see a stylist, and let me just shout out real quick, Lock Love in Washington, D.C. The stylist, she was so patient with me. Rasha was like, okay, these are your options. So she laid it out for me, and she was like, you could cut them, you could reattach, you can reinforce. And I was like, okay, but if I do this, what will happen later on? So she was like, she just said, look, your locks are growing really well. Your own natural hair is growing really well. As a matter of fact, your hair has done, she said, when did you get them installed? I said, late September. She said, so in about 8 or 9 months, your hair has done, and she showed me where my hair was, where the buds were on a lot of these. Like, this is one that's an entire lock of my own. She was like, yeah, so this is basically 2 years that you did in 8 to 9 months. So your locks are in really good shape. So if you cut it, you're not, you know, you're not losing out. And I thought about it. I'm the type of person, I'll shave my head. Like, to me, it's just hair. I don't care, it'll grow back. So I was like, okay, did I get my money's worth for my lock extensions? In my opinion, yes, they did exactly what I wanted them to do. I wanted them installed. I didn't have time while I had my newborn to do my hair. So, you know, and I was home for 5 months. So for me, I definitely got my money's worth. The other thing I will say with my lock extensions is that if you ever get them, just know that they shed. Even with my donated locks, which of course were human hair, they shed. I was not expecting them to shed the way they shed, but of course it's hair. But it's not, so hair is already dead, right? But this is more dead because it was, can you say more dead? It's like, it's been separated. So you reattaching it to hair that has been, you know, growing out of your own scalp and has been treated, it's still not getting all of what it needs. And that's my assumption as to why it sheds so much. So that's one thing to keep in mind should you get lock extensions. Another reason why I just said, okay, go ahead and cut them. It looked crazy. Once she showed me, once she pulled all the hair, started to like finger comb it, and I could clearly see where his lock ended and my hair began, I was like, this looks crazy. It makes no sense for me to keep his hair because it looked ridiculous. So I was like, you know what, bet, let's just cut it. I came with the style in mind, just in case I wanted to cut it. She cut it with this shape, which I love, and we did it. And I'm so glad I did. I've never had, even with my natural hair, I've never had this much volume in my hair, ever. So I am so excited and happy that I decided to do, and I don't know if that's necessarily because of the lock extensions that I have this much volume, or if I would have just had this without the lock extensions. But the volume that I have in my hair, even though it's finer, it's not thin. Like, I have volume in my hair, and the way Rasha cut it, it gave me more volume, you know. And she was like, give it a couple weeks, you know, when it gets that kind of rooted puff thing going on, and you're really gonna be fly. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, going back to it, I don't regret the lock extensions that I had installed. If you saw the earlier video, you know, they were like somewhere down to about, you know, right here. So I got them cut into this shape because, you know, and I forgot to mention this too, because one baby girl likes to reach and pull now, and I was tired of her yanking my hair. So this, I think, flatters my face more. I feel like I look younger. And yeah, that's where we are.